First I thought it was just a common dispute on the subway. Till I saw that man's teeth sinking into the girl's neck. This guy is probably drunk. The young man next to me wearing headphones, using his phone, aiming the camera at the scene. Hurry up and record quickly. Will definitely make the trending search. Girlfriend is standing on tiptoe desperately looking into the crowd. Girl being bitten screams in pain. Is instantly drowned out in the noisy carriage. Passengers are still focused on scrolling their phones. See those near the center start to get restless. Insane. Old lady grabs her bag, throws it at the biting man. Peek through the gap between people. Man still bites fiercely. Wearing a wrinkled white shirt. It's like an ordinary office worker. His eyes are hollow and terrifying. Pupils dilated. Shot scara. Dead fish's eyes. Finally, a strong man rushes forward to try to pull him away. Does his hand is the shoulder of the white shirt. Something strange happens. Girl suddenly stops struggling. Begins to convulse violently. Limbs twist at odd angles. These cracking sounds make your scalp tingle. What is happening? Young man filming earlier starts to speak. Girl suddenly stops convulsing. Slowly raises her head. Feeling the same face as that man. Fish eyes. The next second, suddenly lunges at the nearest old lady. Carriage seems to ignite. Open the door quickly, let me out. Crowd rushes wildly to both ends like a flood. Interesting, I am squeezed tightly against the door. It was almost breaking. Young couple was already separated by the crowd. Girl's scream comes from somewhere. Suddenly stops. Fingerprints and fog cover the glass door. Someone desperately smashing the emergency switch. This moment, the subway suddenly halts. Doors won't open no matter what. Desperately turn my head to see inside the carriage. Simply unbearable to watch. Who's infected, let's call them that for now. Frantically biting the fallen people. Splatters on the white walls of the carriage. Looking like some bizarre avant-garde art. It's even more terrifying. That anyone bitten? Soon turn into a new infected. Someone in the next carriage behind me shouted. Phrase seemed to be a signal. Everyone started frantically exchanging a few words. Trampling. Screens intertwined. Old man was pushed to the ground. An instant, trampled by countless feet. Reading glasses shattered. Face covered in blood. He never got up again. Was also left behind. Squeezing through the first connecting door at an angle. Suddenly stepped on something soft and squishy. Looking down, it's a pink plush toy. There's also a small Garfield backpack. Dare not think about what his owner is like now. Second carriage is a bit better. Panic has spread like a plague. Some are crying. Some are making calls. Some are crazily smashing the windows. Something has gone wrong on the subway. Someone is biting people madly. Many are calling 110. Need to report. 5 subway heading west, passengers are being attacked. Clarify that. Damn close to dying. Slow down and tell me. Take out my phone. Battery only 12% left. Signal is intermittent. Messages sent keep spinning in circles. Suddenly, I hear the sound of glass breaking behind me. Affected are catching up. 100 seconds, SEP. Same order/count, continuing to run backwards. One section after another. Escaping from the second section to the third. And from the third to the fourth. Every time passing through a door. Someone is drowned out by new screams. Attention all passengers. To an emergency. Train will make a temporary stop at the upcoming station. Stay calm. Stay calm. It's there to stay calm about at a time like this. Finally, we escape to the last carriage. No way to retreat anymore. Lock the door quickly, block it. Man wearing glasses. Snatched someone else's suitcase. Hang across the corridor. Inside the glass door. There are still 7 or 8 people frantically pounding. Open the door, I beg you. Child is still inside. Carriage is plunged into a terrible dead silence. Let them in. Young girl with a ponytail steps forward. Looks pale. His eyes are unusually determined, they are all alive. Not those monsters. Nonsense, who knows if they've been bitten or not. Getting an infected person in, we all will die. You can't just stand by and do nothing. Hey mother dog, if you want to save yourself, go out and save yourself. Argument is getting more intense. Pounding outside the door is also getting more frantic. Saw a woman outside holding a child. Child is already unconscious. Knowing if dead or alive. Woman's eyes are full of despair, damn it. Just remembered the Garfield backpack I stepped on earlier. Should at least. Was about to speak when I was harshly glared at by the man with glasses. Shut up, trying to be a hero, ha. Carefully, there are already infected outside. Indeed, a few figures appeared in the corridor camera. If movements. Covered in blood. People outside are even crazier. Someone starts smashing their head against the glass. Me, I just found out about the ball. Didn't you wait for others when you ran earlier? This moment. Woman outside suddenly froze. Looked down at his arm. Sleeve was torn, revealing a clear bite mark. Away, his voice trembled. Others instinctively took a step back. Was bitten. Someone in the carriage gasped. I told you not to open the door. Woman looked down at the child in her arms. Tears kept flowing. Lifted the child and pressed him against the glass door. Please, I beg you. Save my child, the child is awake. Crying loudly. Girl with the ponytail rushed to the door. You crazy? The man with glasses grabbed him. Two started fighting. Amid the chaos. Young man slightly opened the door crack. It was this crack that changed everything. People outside pushed in like crazy. Woman desperately tried to stuff the child inside. Others desperately tried to squeeze in to save themselves. It's the door, close it quickly. Dean is completely out of control. Someone managed to get in. Someone is caught in the door crack. Woman holding the child was pushed over. Child flew out of his hands. He crashed on the ground. Child's sobs suddenly stopped. Infected are approaching. Wrenching screams come from outside the door. Splatters on the glass door. Slowly slides into the carriage through the crack. Desperately hold the door. Hands covered in sticky liquid. Freddy can't tell whose blood is whose. Finally, the door is locked again. The wandering infected remain outside, occasionally pounding on the glass, leaving bloody handprints. Carriage falls into a deathly silence. People who were just arguing fiercely now all collapsed on the ground. Girl with the ponytail curls up, burying her head in her knees, trembling uncontrollably. It's hard to rest in the corner, constantly rubbing bloodstained hands, trying to wash something away. All because of your door. Someone whispered softly. No one responded, as everyone knew in their hearts. In that situation, were both accomplices, victims. Train kept moving forward, knowing where it was headed. Emergency lights in the carriage flickered. Counting down to something. Took out my phone. A 7% battery left. Opened WeChat. Sent a message to my mother, Mom. Might not make it back. Message showed sent successfully. No reply came. No murmurs around me. Airs. Frantic phone calls, wow. Oh, wife. You hear me? Listen, I love you and the kids. Oh, hello, call dropped. Stared at the blacked out screen. Shoulders heaving violently. Opened Weibo. Wanting to know what's happening outside. Trending must be subway biting incident. In, all live videos. Was this very train we were on? Since the entire subway network has collapsed. Comment section exploded. Isn't this just zombies? Stop it, where are there zombies in real life? Friend is on line 10. Reach him anymore. Everyone hurry home. Side is full of lunatics. Phone screen went black. Battery completely dead. And started slowing down. Stop ahead. Jiazwang, damn. Arrived, familiar station announcement sounded. Now it felt eerily strange. Doors slowly opened. Form was chaos. Get off, but too late. Soon as doors opened, crowd surged out like a breached dam. I swept along, stumbling off the train. Scene before me stunned me instantly. This still the Jiazwang I commute to every day? Various items scattered on the ground. Packs, coffee, phones, vending machines toppled over. Ink spilled everywhere. Walls and floors covered in blood. Even scarier. Infected wandered all over the platform. Movements twisted. Puppets controlled by invisible strings. Wandering aimlessly. Soon as they saw people pouring out of the carriage. Ants like beasts smelling blood. Crowd plunged into chaos again. Desperately sprinted toward the security checkpoint. Suddenly slipped underfoot. Stepped on something sticky. Nearly fell. Down. Was a puddle of already coagulated dark red liquid. Think, can't look. Stairs were packed with people. Someone fell. Those behind just stepped over them. Someone reached out to help the fallen. Ended up getting pulled down too. Screams echoed one after another. Saw that ponytail. Girl was pushed around by the crowd. Face pale. Eyes empty. Someone beside her shoved her. Staggered a few steps. Out to fall. Impulse. Reached out and grabbed her. Ah. Thank you, don't talk. Come with me. Dragged her, scrambling up the edge of the stairs. Palm was full of sweat. Almost couldn't hold on. Screams kept coming from behind. Affected are catching up faster, faster. Finally broke through to the surface. Normally, this place would be brightly lit at this hour. Tonight is completely different. Several cars have crashed together. One of them is burning. Streetlights flicker on and off. Could go out at any moment. Sirens wail in the distance. Screams and the thunder of explosions. Whole city has gone mad. Do we run? Ponytail girl asks me, gasping for breath. Look around. Cars are scattered haphazardly across the road. Car doors are wide open. One inside. People are fleeing on the sidewalk. Others are chasing them. Impossible to tell who's human and who's a monster. Find somewhere to hide first. Sprint east along Jiangwomen Outer Street. Spy a convenience store. Glass door is smashed to pieces. Inside is a mess. Few people are fighting over the last supplies on the shelves. Lost, that's my water. Grabbed it first. Men wrestle over a case of bottled water. Grabs a bottle from the shelf. Smashes it hard against the other's head. It splatters. And on the ground twitches a few times. Moves no more. Attacker freezes for a few seconds. Grabs the water and runs off. Mask of civilization is so easily torn to shreds. Up staring, let's go. Pull the girl and keep running. After about 10 minutes. Lungs feel like they're about to explode. Ponytail girl is worse off. Clutching the roadside railing. Sping violently. Can't go on. Really can't run anymore, I'm at my limit too. Have to find somewhere to rest. The residential complex ahead. Main gate is tightly shut. Security booth is pitch black. No idea if anyone's there, should we try? Dash to the entrance. Iron gate is locked. Side door is also tightly closed. One there? Let us in. No response. Steps behind us. Turn to look. Several infected are staggering closer. Think of something, quick. Ponytail girl's voice is on the verge of tears. Look at the main gate. And at the wall beside it. 2 meters high. Iron bars on top. I'm over? I'm afraid of heights. Have to climb, even if you're scared. Go up first. Straddle the top of the wall. Reach down to pull her up. Hands are shaking badly. Misses her grip several times. Infected are getting closer. Hurry. She squeezes her eyes shut. Coming up with hands and feet. Pull with all my strength. Arm muscles burning with pain. Finally, I get her up. Jump down first. Lose my footing and fall to the ground. Sharp pain shoots through my right foot. But the ponytail girl is still straddling the wall. Scared to move. Jump. We're almost here. Clenches her teeth, shuts her eyes, and jumps down. Force myself to catch her. We both fall to the ground. Inside the wall, the infected roar. Claws scrape at the iron gate. Your foot. What's wrong with your foot? Don't worry about me. Inside the complex, it's deathly silent. Streetlights are still on. Not a soul in sight. Find a building. Main door is ajar. Push it open and go in. Stairwell is pitch black. One there? I whisper. The echoes answer in the stairwell. Phone's been dead for ages. Only climb up in the dark. There are traces of time on the stairs. Don't dare to think what they are. And to the 3rd floor. See a door open. A model room. Deed. Still a label on the door for model house viewing. Slip inside. Lock the door behind us. Furnishings inside are extremely simple. Obviously just for display. Sofa is covered in dust. No one has set foot here for a long time. Drag my injured leg to the window. Fully lift a corner of the curtain to look outside. Community downstairs. Shadows crowding the road, wandering back and forth. Far away. Can't tell if they're living people or infected. Smoke billows from several places on the distant city skyline. Flames shoot into the sky. Should we do now? Ponytail girl curls up on the sofa. Arms wrapped around her knees. Don't know either. Phone is completely dead. Contact with the outside world lost. The world outside has long since gone mad. Like 2 white mice trapped in a cage. Completely unaware. Fate awaits us outside the cage. Check what we can use here first. Start searching the room. There's a model fridge in the kitchen. Open it up. Surprisingly, there are 3 bottles of mineral water and 2 apples inside. Maybe. By previous viewers, the girl guesses. 3 bottles of water, 2 apples. That's all we have. Living room curtains are thick. Pull them down to use as blankets. No pillows. We pile up the sofa cushions to make do. Name is Su He. Girl suddenly says. Name is Lu Ming. After a brief introduction. 2 fall silent again. Noise outside never stops. Screams, explosions. The roar of helicopter rotors. Every sound reminds us. The world outside is no longer what it used to be. What do you think is going on? He asks in a low voice. To say, virus or biochemical leak. Zombies. Zombies, right? It's like in the movies. Don't refute. As besides zombies. Can't think. Anything else that explains all this. We die? Voice trembles slightly. Look at him in the faint light from outside. Really catch the fear in his eyes. Oh, the army will come. Government will definitely control situation. Even though I don't really believe it myself. Nods. Seems to want to draw some courage. The lie I spun. Late, we agree to take turns keeping watch. and sleeps. And keeps an eye on the door. Actually, neither of us can sleep. A tiny sound keeps us on edge. Steps in the hallway. And rattling the windows. Explosions from afar. Night is terrifyingly long. The early hours. He suddenly clutches his stomach. Want to use the bathroom. Hotel room's bathroom has no running water. Toilet is just for show. Use that bucket. Point to the corner. Leftover paint bucket from the renovation. Face flushes red. And you. Turn around. Look out to the balcony. Flames outside are even more than before. Whole city is like a giant torch. Burning fiercely in the dark night. This what the end of the world looks like? Dawn was approaching. Finally couldn't hold on. Leaned on the sofa and drifted off to sleep. Were startled awake by violent banging on the door. Bang bang, my colleague and I exchanged a glance. Eyes were full of fear. Knocking stopped. Came the sound of the door handle turning. Door was locked, but it was a model home door lock. Quality wasn't good to begin with. The handle kept twisting. Gestured to Sua for a promotion. Told him not to make a sound. Quietly moved to the door. Close to the peephole and looked outside. There was a person standing outside. No. It wasn't a person. He was wearing a security guard uniform. Half his face was already rotten. Exposing white bones. Mechanically twisted the door handle. A broken robot. Held my breath. Whole body stiff. Didn't dare move. About 5 minutes passed. Maybe it felt like 5 hours. Time had lost meaning here. Finally gave up. Dragged his feet and slowly walked away. Only then did we dare to breathe deeply. He know we're here? Sua's voice was trembling. No, maybe it was just a coincidence. We both knew in our hearts. This time we might not be so lucky. Have to leave here. Sun rose. Brought no hope. Looking through the gap in the curtains. Were more infected downstairs. Wandered aimlessly. Occasionally attracted by some sound. Gathered together. Scattered again after a while. Water was almost gone. Food too. Apples, one for each of us. Our stomachs were empty. Hungry and uncomfortable. Sua stared at the last bottle of mineral water. Have to go out and find supplies. Go out? Are you crazy? So many of those things outside, staying here is just waiting to die. Fell silent. Both knew what I said was true. Out food and water. Wouldn't last a few days. There any phone signal? Asked me, I found a socket. Unexpectedly, there was still electricity. Quickly charged the phone. After turning it on, the signal was intermittent. Tons of unread messages popped up in WeChat. Sent last night. Son, where are you? Hurry home. Son, reply to mom when you see this. Son, you must stay safe. Son. Mom and dad are trapped at home. Chaos outside. Come out no matter what. You see this message. Remember, surviving is more important than anything. Mom loves you. Eyes suddenly got wet. Sua was also staring at her phone. Were falling down. Boyfriend. Was working overtime last night. Oh, his phone can't be reached. Tried calling. Busy or unable to connect. Internet barely worked. And the news app. Headline was an emergency notice. Whole city is on first level alert. Citizens, do not go outside. For rescue in place. Rolling down, the news was even more despairing. Multiple places had outbreaks of unexplained attacks. Hospitals were overcrowded. Medical system was on the verge of collapse. The army had entered the city. Establishing a safe zone. Last line gave us hope. Here's the safe zone. Continue to scroll down. Finally found a temporary safe zone set up at the bird's nest. Citizens can go there on their own. Pay attention to safety along the way. Bird's nest is at least 20 kilometers from here. Normally, this distance wouldn't matter. Now I need to figure out how to get a car. The underground garage. Ui's face turned pale. The underground garage. How do I know if I don't try? Honestly, I'm not confident either. It's better than relying on just our legs. Quickly tidied up a bit. Found a mop handle as a weapon. Ui grabbed a kitchen knife. It's pretty funny. Better than nothing. Remember, don't hesitate when you encounter those things. Just run. Think about fighting them. If you can't, just nod firmly. Gently open the door. Corridor is eerily quiet. Tiptoe and walk downstairs. Passing the second floor. The sound of a TV coming from a certain room. Someone is still alive. He didn't dare to stay. The floor of the first floor lobby. Was a patch of dark red blood that had long since dried. Entrance to the underground garage was right next to the lobby. Iron door was half open. Inside, it was so dark you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. Maybe we shouldn't go after all. He tugged at the corner of my shirt. Swallowed nervously. Come this far. The moment I pushed open the door. Cotton stench rushed straight into my nose. Almost made me throw up on the spot. Turned on my phone flashlight. Using that faint light. Slowly moved down the slope. Step was as light as possible. Afraid of disturbing something that shouldn't be disturbed. Underground garage was very empty. There were quite a few cars parked. Most had their doors tightly locked. Driver's door of a white Audi was open. Hurried over. He is still in the car. Lucky me. Just as I opened the car door, corpse rolled out directly. Is a middle-aged man. Row of bite marks on his neck is clear and glaring. Ua couldn't help but cry out. Quickly covered her mouth tightly with her hand. It was already too late. Responding roar comes from deep within the garage. Hurry and get in the car. Drag the corpse to the side. Jump into the driver's seat. We scrambled and crawled into the passenger seat. Slammed the door shut with a bang. Fumbled to start the car. Engine sputtered twice. Stalled again. Hurry up. Louie's voice was already on the verge of tears. Dark figure lunged out from the shadows. Starting the car a second time. Time it worked. Lifted gears and stepped on the gas. Car shot forward. Affected person leapt straight onto the hood. Staring at us intently. Face was pressed tightly against the windshield. Saliva and blood mixed together and smeared across a large area. "SU," he screamed. Suddenly jerked the steering wheel. At the same time, slammed on the brakes. Thing was thrown down. Didn't care about so much anymore. Continued rushing forward. Crazy acceleration along the garage corridor. The rearview mirror. More and more infected were chasing after us. Finally saw the light of the exit. The moment we burst out of the parking lot. Sunlight stung my eyes. Being on the street was even more shocking than last night. Smashed all over the place. Bodies lying haphazardly. Infected wandering around. Several buildings still emitting smoke. Air was full of a burnt smell. We go to the third ring road first? Moving north is easier to say. To sit up. Road was full of obstacles. Wrapped cars blocked the road completely. Some places are completely impassable. Only go around and around. Squeeze through narrow alleys. Careful. Suddenly an infected person rushes out from the roadside. Sharply turn the steering wheel. Car scrapes past the wall. Right side mirror flies off. Sorry. Should have watched better. Not your fault, you helped me watch the navigation. Drive. Own navigation still works. Most of the road is marked in red. Inch forward little by little. Been driving for about 20 minutes. Fuel indicator light is on. To find a gas station. First one is 2 kilometers away, we'll get there. Found it had already been looted long ago. Glass of the convenience store is shattered all over. Shelves are toppled and crooked. Several corpses just lying on the ground. The fuel pump still be used? Get out to check. Fuel pump is fine. Someone needs to operate it inside the convenience store. You drive. Little. Not familiar, let me go in and operate the pump. In case something happens. Just drive away on your own. Don't worry about me, I won't leave you behind. Following orders and surviving is the most important. You remember? Bites his lip and takes the keys. Grip the mop handle tightly. Fully walk into the convenience store. The mess inside. The fuel pump control panel behind the cash register. Luckily, there's still power. You're studying for a while. It's the start button. And Sula begins fueling. Take this opportunity to search the store for melons. Through a few bottles of water. Some biscuits. 2 power banks. Just about to leave. Suddenly hear Suha scream. Shout to see. Few infected people are coming from across the street. We fumbles to pull out the fuel nozzle quickly. Throw the stuff into the car. Him into the car. Start the engine. Infected are already very close. Barely squeezed past them as we rushed out. Road behind was a bit smoother. Maybe because we were getting farther from the city center. Fewer cars, fewer people. Trust issues arose. Highway entrance ahead was blocked by a military truck. Several armed soldiers stood behind the barricade, signaling us to stop. Everyone get out for inspection. He and I exchanged a glance. Colleague breathed a sigh of relief. Finally encountered the army, slowly drove the car over. Stopped at the designated spot. Out, turned our backs to them, and raised our hands. Did as told. Another soldier held some kind of device. Scanned us from head to toe. Body temperature normal. Bites or scratches? Oh, roll up your sleeves, I need to check. Oh, it felt a bit awkward. Still followed through. You're confirming there were no wounds. Soldier's attitude softened. Where are you going? Safe zone at the bird's nest is already full. The new safe zone. Let's follow this road straight. Full after about 20 kilometers. Many people rushed in last night. Already overloaded. Worry, there's plenty of supplies over there. Very safe, we have no other choice. Only trust him. Thank you, be careful on the road. Those infected will be absorbed by the light at night. Not to turn on the car lights. Infected are those who mutated after being bitten. Remember, they're no longer human. Hesitate if you encounter them. Nod. Back in the car. Step out of the checkpoint. Uha asks you. There really a safe place? Grip the steering wheel and say, there definitely is. 100 seconds, sap. Same order/count, I also have no confidence in my heart. World has become too fast. This time yesterday. Still worried about the project deadline. Surviving has become the only goal. R continues to move forward. Broken intermittent sound comes from the radio. Citizens, please remain calm. Army is currently. Survivors, please proceed to. Signal is too weak. Can't hear clearly at all. Road is getting harder to walk. Because of traffic jams. Because bodies are lying in disarray on the road. Some are still moving. Can only grit my teeth and drive through. Not to think about the sounds coming from under the tires. He looks pale. Gripping the handrail tightly, should we stop for a break? Shakes his head and keeps driving. Fine. I can tell he's about to hold on no longer. Actually, I am too. Adrenaline has long been exhausted. Well, only our survival instinct keeps us going. Rest at the service area. 10 minutes of driving in and take a look. Service area looks like a haunted house. Few cars are parked randomly in the parking lot. Covered in dust. I've parked for 800 years. A single figure in sight. Holding weapons. Careful. Two of them, with makeshift weapons, sometimes get out of the car. Door of the service area is wide open. Inside is dark and gloomy. See anything clearly. A big mouth waiting for people to go in. Want to go in? Ming shakes his head, forget it. Take a nap in the car. Two of them retreat back into the car. Lock the car doors tightly. He open a bag of cookies he found somewhere. Takes half and hands it to Lu Ming, thank you. What are you thanking me for? You pulled me up on the subway. If it weren't for you, I'd have already gone. Enough, don't mention it. We both alive and well now. It's enough. He forces a faint smile after hearing. Worse than crying. Lowers his head. Voice is like a mosquito, you say. My boyfriend. He's still alive? Ming's heart skips a beat. To answer this question. Saying he's probably alive isn't realistic. Saying he's probably dead is too cruel. Must still be alive. Finally, he also knows he's fooling himself. At this moment, besides giving a kind lie, what else can we do? He nods. Circle in his eyes several times. Hardly let them fall. Do just sit there like that. Eating tasteless cookies. King lukewarm water. Outside the window, the sun gradually sets. The entire abandoned service area is dyed red. Splattered with blood. It's terrifying. After about half an hour. Getting dark, recalling what the soldier said. Or dark, find a safe place to hide. Just as the car is about to start. He suddenly points ahead and shouts, look quickly. There's a person. Ming looks over. Ow. Really is a shadow flickering at the exit of the service area. Slows down and approaches carefully. Alive. Chubby guy in a dirty tactical jacket. In a fully loaded supermarket shopping cart. Using all his strength to push. Soon as he sees a car coming. Chubby guy first hesitates. Desperately looks back as if seeing his own father. Brother, sister, save me. Ming hesitates, don't stop. If it's a trap. Oh, people's hearts are like a divided belly. Before he finishes speaking. 100 seconds, sap. Same order/count, that chubby guy's behind the service area building. Looks like a nest exploded. Several infected people rushed out. Snarled and lunged at him. Chubby guy saw that. Also abandoned the shopping cart. 3 ducks ran this way. Speed was faster than a rabbit. Opened the door. Ming clenched his teeth and saved him. Are you crazy? Look. Pushed a whole cart of supplies and didn't even want to throw it away. Person isn't that bad. At least he's not harmful. After saying that, he stomped the brake to stop. Pulled down the window and quickly got in the car. Chubby guy practically scrambled and lunged forward. Flipped into the back seat in a flash. Just as the door closed. Ming stepped on the accelerator to the floor. Car roared and sped out. Loot to future generations. Those infected are still chasing. In a few steps and disappeared from sight. Chubby guy was panting like a beehive in the back seat. Thank you, my goodness. Almost got caught here. What's your name, brother? Name is Wang Li Chan Lu. Delivery guys are really good people. Nowadays. You are willing to lend a helping hand. You alone. Originally there were 2 of us, with a companion. Hour ago. We're looking for food in that service area. Got bitten. Saw it with my own eyes. The car suddenly went quiet. After a while. Chan Lo asked, where are you guys headed? The safe zone over there. My goodness. Heading there too. Only heard the broadcast and ran that way. Was riding an electric bike. Halfway and ran out of battery. What do you do for a living? Right, delivery guy, yes. Delivery guy. Oh, don't look down on delivery guys. Tell you. I'm in this area alone. Do 70 or 80 orders a day without shoes. We listened and couldn't hold back a laugh. Worry, no one looks down on you. Atmosphere finally eased a bit. Chang Lo really took out a few chocolates from his pocket and handed them over. Come, eat chocolates. He's got some from the service area. Truly can't afford to buy them. Completely dark now. Ming listened to the soldier's words. Turned off the car lights. Light on the moonlight to slowly creep forward. Oh, safety first. Still driving. We suddenly pointed ahead, look. There a firelight? Night sky ahead really turned red. Red all around. They drove forward. Fire grew bigger. After turning a corner. Everyone gasped in shock, wow. The entire village was burning. It looked like infected people were wandering inside. Some even had flames on their bodies. Torches. It looked like nothing was wrong. Still wandering around aimlessly. To do. A detour, brother. Ming quickly turned the steering wheel. Prepared to go around through a small path. This small path was narrow on the right. Flanked by fields on both sides. After driving a short distance, big truck in front flipped over. The road completely, almost reversing. Ming shifted into reverse. His head and felt cold. Behind, at some unknown time, a bunch of infected appeared. Staggered and surrounded them. Out and run. Get the car. 4 of them jumped out and ran. Through the moonlight. Those infected were like a tide. Surging from all directions. There's a licking dog over here. People stretch 1 foot shallow and 1 foot deep as they run into the field. Water on the mainland has just been poured. Mud is soft and sticky. 1 step, line and a half steps. He slips under his feet. He falls flat on his stomach. Ming and Li Changle each support him and run away. The infected are getting closer. Close that you can smell the rotten stench. When dear Ming thought, might have to die here. Suddenly, a gunshot rings out loudly. Few infected at the front fall to the ground in response. Flashlight. Hands over, and a voice shouts, is there a living person? Voice responds, yes, we are alive, follow me quickly. Through the moonlight. Man in camouflage stands on the field ridge. 4 people crawl and run over. Following him, they run. Man moves very swiftly, running while turning back to shoot. Shot can take down 1. Marksmanship is incredibly accurate. Military jeep is parked by the rice field. Man jumps into the driver's seat. It's for all 4 people to get in. Steps on the gas. Car roars and rushes out. Thank you, big brother. Man doesn't even look back, no need to thank me. All survivors. Helping each other is the right thing to do. Voice sounds especially calm. I'm that's used to big scenes. You're a soldier. I have retired and am now a volunteer in the safe zone. Now to find the safe zone without resources, how much farther is it? Far, about 10 kilometers. On hearing this sentence, big stone in the hearts of the 4 people finally fell to the ground. And introduces himself as Lu Changwei. Asks how they still dare to wander outside at night. Looting and the others mention it. Changwei nods and says, you're lucky. Things are more active at night. Ordinary people don't dare to come out. None of you are injured, right? Oh no. It's good, you need to go into the safe zone for strict inspection. One with wounds must be isolated first. Changwei's driving skills are really good. Pitch dark. No headlights on. Still able to dodge various obstacles on the road. Speeding along. Changle is asking the big brother behind. What's the situation in the safe zone now? Still okay, eating and drinking. Too many people. Yesterday's count was over 30,000. Today must be even more. 30,000 people crammed into a temporary safe zone. Conditions would that require? Just thinking about it. Changwei suddenly asked, do you have family members? No one in the car responded. Silence for a while. Ming finally spoke. All are out of contact. Changwei nodded. More questions. This world. Words out of contact basically mean a permanent goodbye. Finally, lights appeared. Large area enclosed with wire mesh. Searchlights sweeping back and forth. Armored vehicle at the entrance. Soldiers carrying guns. Vehicle stopped, everyone got out. Other familiar procedure. Your temperature, check wounds. Register information. Soldier expressionless said. Come to the number 2 temporary safe zone. One will take you to the quarantine area shortly. Remember, the first 3 days are observation days. Run around. We heard quarantine and got a bit nervous. Changwei explained the standard procedure nearby. Worry, ensuring no infected persons sneak in. Conditions are decent. Staff member came to lead them inside. Wow, this safe zone is much bigger than expected. Rows of tents neatly arranged. are temporary roads in the middle. Though simple. Looks orderly at least. People on the road are lining up to receive things. Some are sitting outside tents, dazed. Faces all show the same expression of exhaustion and confusion. Staff members lead them to an area separated by plastic sheets. Newcomers are staying there. Men and women are separated into two large tents. After 3 days with no abnormalities, you can go to the official resettlement area. Meals a day. 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. Water is fetched there by themselves. There's an issue, they find the staff on duty at the entrance. And they leave after talking. People stand there, staring at each other in silence. Changle scratches his head, the one over there. They are separated here. Men and women have to live separately. Ming looks at Suha. Suha also looks at him, eyes full of reluctance. The past 2 days, the two have gone from strangers to life and death friends. Feels like they've known each other for years. See you again in 3 days, Careful, Suha walks into the girl's tent. Ming feels empty inside. Boy's tent is packed tightly. Mats are laid on the ground. People are close to each other. Air is filled with the smell of sweat and disinfectant. Do find a corner to sit. Oh, you guys also came today. Person glances at them, arrived in the afternoon. Just arrived. Lucky. Heard that starting tomorrow, the safe zone will no longer accept people. Too many people. Not enough supplies to distribute. News makes everyone's heart sink again. The safe zone isn't safe anymore, where else can we go? Falls, voices rise in the tents. Ming tosses and turns, unable to sleep. Mind feels like a movie playing. About the events of these 2 days, screams in the subway. Us on the platform. Buses on the road. How did the world become like this? Turns over. Is Lu Changwei next to him, also not sleeping? Sleep normally. First-timers experience this. You seen it before? Changwei is silent for a moment. Softly says, during his time in the army. Carried out several special missions. In similar scenes, similar. It's not a virus, but something else. Let's say the specifics. Think too much. Long as you're alive. Long as you're alive, is that really enough? 3rd day of quarantine isn't over yet. Answer comes at 4 a.m. Suddenly, chaos outside the tent, fire breaks out. Fire. Looming and others rush out of the tent, looking. Flames are shooting into the sky on the other side of the safe zone. Exactly in the direction of the official resettlement area. Loudspeaker commands not to run around. It's too late. It spreads like a plague. Start pushing the fences of the quarantine zone, trying to escape. Soldiers raise their guns, shouting for everyone to step back. Who listens? It's the chaos. Ming sees something even more terrifying. Shadows moving in the firelight. Fleeing. Chasing people, infected. Can there be infected inside the safe zone? Answer comes immediately. Staff member runs over, face pale. Someone in the quarantine zone has mutated. Last night, a few people hid their wounds. Fire erupts. Soldiers start shooting at the approaching infected. There are too many, they can't shoot them all. Everyone retreats toward the east gate. Crowd goes completely crazy. Starts running wildly. Ming desperately searches for Suha in the chaos. Suha. Ming, I'm here. Ming pushes through the crowd. Grabs his hand, the driver is rushing, follow me. Never let go. Changle and Lu Changwei also push through. Changwei points to a less crowded direction. Let's go this way. Follow me, 4 people run after Lu Changwei. As they run, Looming feels something is wrong. 200 seconds, SAP. Aim order/count, they are not running outward. We're running deeper into the safe zone. Changwei's direction was wrong. Leave me, I can't do anything. Can only follow. Ooh. Changwei led them to a door of a supply warehouse. Guards at the door had already run off. The warehouse is full of supplies. Food, drinks, necessities. And weapons. Whatever usable items you can. As much as you can. Shouldn't we be escaping? Heading outward to escape is just inviting death. Outside are all infected. Hide here until things calm outside. Makes sense, let's act quickly. Ming found a hiking backpack. Filled with water. And compressed biscuits. He found a first aid kit. Changle headed straight for the jewelry area. Muffled things into her arms. Changwei just said not to take too much. Don't run anymore. Warehouse doorframe was suddenly smashed open. Few more people ran in. The door quickly, they're chasing. Everyone worked together to close the door. Using shelves to block it. Immediately, loud banging sounds came from outside. Won't last long. Ming sized up the 3 newcomers. Men and 1 woman, all wearing work uniforms from the safe zone. You staff? Peter, Nan, gave a bitter smile. Oh, I'm with the medical team. These two are logistics and registration. Going on outside, how did it become like this? Isn't the safe zone the safest? There truly a place with absolute safety? It's bureaucratic nonsense killing people. Hanging outside grew louder. Back door also sounded. Been surrounded. The ladder on the warehouse roof. Group of people climbed onto the roof and looked down. Entire safe zone has turned into a battlefield. Names and shadows. Fire and screams, chaos. Former refuge has become a slaughterhouse. Woman finished crying out. All over, but not quite. Hole was blown in the eastern wall. Can go out through there. To get there, have to cross half the safe zone. Logistics guy suddenly said I have a way. The transport truck in the warehouse. Ease are with me. Getting a vehicle makes it easier. Return to the warehouse. Infected had already smashed through the front door. Wandering inside, Changwei led the charge. Moving to clear a path. To the garage. Military truck was parked there. Everyone jumped on the truck. Logistics guy started the engine. Stepped on the gas. Truck roared out. Side is hell. Infected were flying everywhere after being hit. Some climbed onto the truck. Everyone used various tools to smash them down. We tightly held Lu Ming's arm. Face turned pale, don't be afraid. Truck can break through and get out. Finally reached the eastern gap. That gap was packed with infected. Seeing his teeth, he charged through. Stepped on the accelerator to the bottom. Truck crashed into the horde like a wild bull. Violent impact made everyone sway. Doctor didn't hold steady. Fell out of the truck hole directly. Doctor didn't have time. Was instantly overwhelmed by the zombies. Truck finally broke out of the encirclement. The engine started smoking. Can't hold on anymore. Our woods ahead. Drive into the woods. Truck drove into the woods. Completely stopped the fire. Everyone jumped off and kept running. Safe zone behind was already engulfed in flames. The sky was burning red. Kept running, till they couldn't run anymore. Small grove. Everyone stopped to catch their breath. 7 people came out. Only 6 drivers remain. Zhang Chang. Woman at the registration is Li Meixian. Now. No one answered. As no one knew if it was safe anymore. Became a lost cause. Changwei said to find a place to rest first. Wait until dawn. Found a hidden spot in the woods. He leaned against Lu Ming. Still trembling all over. Sorry. Apologize. It weren't for saving me. Would have run out long ago. Lu Ming held his hand. Don't be silly. We're in this together. He looked at him. Tears in his eyes. Light shone through the gaps in the leaves. This crazy world. Only ones they can rely on are each other. You hear that? Engine sounds from afar. A convoy. Mayman asked hopefully if it's the army. Changwei shook his head, said it's not military vehicles. Sound is different. Convoy is getting closer. Through the trees. Saw a strange convoy. Various modified vehicles. Mounted with machine guns. People on the vehicles wore different clothes. All carried weapons. The survivor organization. Isn't that a good thing? Necessarily in this world. Sometimes, humans are more terrifying than infected. Convoy stopped nearby. Broad voice came from the leader. Safe zone is doomed. Ha ha. Aren't those soldiers awesome? The whole area belongs to us. Tomorrow at dawn, we'll go gather the supplies. Remember, see a living person. Kill the men. Leave the women. Camp alarm sounded. Ming felt Sui's hand trembling. People are more terrifying than the infected. Because the infected only want to eat you. They want more. Convoy finally left. Hid in the woods for another hour. Only after ensuring safety did they dare to come out. Stay here long. These people will definitely come back tomorrow to search. Oh, where do we go? Heard there's a large safe base in City C. Strictly controlled by the military district. We're 100 kilometers away. Everyone fell silent. For 100 kilometers isn't a big deal. Every kilometer could be deadly now. Is there a better option? Not, then this is settled. Better than waiting to die. Everyone nodded in agreement. Distribute supplies. Each person takes a little. Changwei warned everyone. Trust anyone on the road. Block anyone you see. Eat from any vehicle. It's absolutely necessary, don't expose yourselves. Before dawn. Set out, walking for 2 hours. Village ahead they circled around. Can't walk anymore. Sprained his ankle yesterday. Holding on all this time. Let's rest a bit. Stopped at a village entrance. Stood in an abandoned small shop. Shop had already been emptied. Least it could block the wind and rain. Chang Wei went out to guard. Ming stayed to keep Suhi company. He leaned against the wall, closing his eyes. Suhi took the water bottle. In small sips, he said, do you think we can survive until City C? Can, definitely. Lying, you don't even believe yourself. Ming didn't speak. Actually, he's not afraid of death. Just can't accept it. There are still many things I haven't done. Many words I haven't said. Boyfriend. Originally planned to get married this year. Choked up. Ming didn't know how to comfort him. Could only gently hold him. He silently cried in his arms. Then. Inside, Lu Qingwei's urgent voice came, come out quickly. Something's happening, they rushed out. Chang Wei pointed to the distance. It was flying as several cars approached this way. No time to hide. The jeep had already stopped in front of them. Several gunmen jumped out of the car. Move, everyone raise your hands. Over, the leader is a scarred man. Look them over. Escaped from the safe zone. What's the situation in the safe zone now? None. The eight-faced man was silent for a while. Waved his hand for his men to put away their guns. Where are you going? C room. Go, that place fell 3 years ago. News hit like a bolt from the blue. Possible, that's the military district. What if it's the military district? Things don't care whether it's the military district or not. With us. What? We have a base. Still relatively safe for now. Need people there. Worry, we're not bandits. Serious about survival. Chang Wei and Lu Ming exchanged glances. Could be a trap. They had no choice. Eight-faced man said Qin Gang used to run a logistics company. Base has more than 30 people. In an abandoned factory. Car drove for over an hour. There were corpses and abandoned cars everywhere along the way. Some places were still smoking. The world is truly finished. A factory appeared ahead. There were armed guards at the main gate. Opened the gate when they saw the convoy. Factory inside was quite large. Mobile workshops had been converted into living quarters. People were training on the open ground. Some were sorting supplies. Really looked like a proper base. Gang led them inside. Produced the new members to everyone. People gathered around. For men, women, old and young. Ordinary people. They heard the safe zone had fallen. There was a gasp of shock from the crowd. Gang had someone take them to arrange accommodations. But the rules were simple. No stealing, no robbing. Each other. Meals were communal. You wanted better food, you had to go out and find it. Of all supplies were handed in. The rest you kept for yourself. Sounded pretty fair. You're settling in. Ming asked Suhi how he felt. Bad, better than outside. Careful, don't act alone. Dinner. Porridge with pickles. Having a hot meal in the dorm was already good. Thin guy sat next to him, called Zhou Xiao. Also arrived a few days earlier. Gang had a lot of rules. He wasn't a bad guy. It's better than those beasts outside. Saw with my own eyes a gang kill a family of 3. For a box of instant noodles. Ming felt a chill inside. Zhou Xiao patted him on the shoulder. Just behave and stay put. Being alive is good enough. After dinner, Gang gathered the newcomers to assign work. He and Hui went to the medical team for first aid. Chang Wei, a veteran, went to train new recruits. It went on like this. It wasn't a long-term solution. At least it was safe for now. Night. Ming lay on the hard bed listening to the wind outside. Knowing how much longer these days would last. At least still alive. The 5th day, trouble came. Morning, Lu Ming was helping someone repair the fence. Suddenly heard the guards shouting that someone was coming. Gang led people out. Minutes later, brought back 3 people. One of them was badly injured. Person from the Taijing medical team was gasping and said, Stronghold was breached. Whom? Infected? Oh, by people. Call themselves sweepers. You owe them, they kill. Everything. Gang's face changed. Sweepers? Did they get here? Know them? Heard of them. Bunch of lunatics who believe the apocalypse is heaven's punishment. To wipe out all survivors. How many are there? At least 50. Armed, 50 fully armed lunatics. Only have 30-something people. Not enough weapons. Gang was about to gather people to prepare for battle, but it was already too late. Sound of engines roaring came from afar. They were here. Through the gaps in the fence. Gang saw more than a dozen modified vehicles. Everyone on the vehicles wore identical black clothes. The elderly, weak, women, and children go to the basement. One who can use a gun, come up on the wall with me. Ming pulled Suhi and ran toward the basement. About you, where are you going? Have to help. It's too dangerous. Listen, hurry up. Watching Suhi run toward the basement. Ming grabbed a rifle and climbed up the wall. Sweeper's convoy stopped outside the main gate. Person wearing a skull mask stood on top of a vehicle, shouting through a loudspeaker. Listen up, people inside. I've been chosen by heaven. Accept purification. Screw you. You won't play along. We'll send you to hell. Battle began. Bullets flew like rain. Ming lay behind cover. Like the whole world was shaking. He could hear was gunfire and shouting. A knot exploded nearby with a loud bang. Shrapnel flew everywhere. Guard was blown down. Ming poked his head out and fired a few shots blindly. Quickly ducked back. Heart was pounding. It was his first real fight against living people. Not against infected. Situation was getting worse. Sweeper's firepower was too strong. Main gate was about to collapse under heavy machine gun fire. Prepare for close combat. Just then, Shangle ran over. Go block the gate. You crazy? Someone has to go. A food delivery guy. Run fast before Luming could react. Shangle rushed out with a box. Luming saw. The box was full of grenades. Shangle ran behind the main gate. Started stuffing grenades into the cracks. Bullets hit around him. Flying everywhere. Shangle, come back. Shangle turned and grinned at them. Pulled all the grenade pins. A huge explosion. Main gate and Li Changle were blown to pieces. The explosion also flipped the two front vehicles. Ming was stunned. Always smiling fat guy was gone just like that. Just stand there, shoot. Ming, eyes red, pulled the trigger. There were too many sweepers. Poured in through the blasted gap. Retreat to the factory, retreat. Fought while retreating. Few more people fell. Chang was shot in the leg. Freed by others, they retreated to the main factory. At the door with everything they could find. Shangwei said, go guard the back door. Ming followed. Arrived at the back door. 200 seconds, sap. Order/count, just saw a few cleaners knocking on the door and opening fire. Burst of crossfire. Cleaners were temporarily pushed back. Their ammunition was running low. This moment, Chen Gang's voice came over the walkie-talkie. Front door can't hold anymore. Prepare to break through. There's a secret passage in the basement. Leading to the woods behind. Do you know? Chang Wei was reloading his gun while saying what he saw just now. Please get the people from the basement through the secret passage. We'll cover. Oh, you'll die. Better than all dying. Remember what you said. As long as you're alive, there's hope. Time to argue. Ming rushed towards the basement. We rushed over and hugged him, urging him to go through the secret passage. Everyone, follow me. Passage is narrow. Only able to walk bent over. Dark and damp. Here. Tense gunfire and explosions came from behind. After about 10 minutes of walking, finally saw the light at the exit in the woods, running quickly. Look back, they're rushing through the woods. Factory behind is blazing with fire. And for a long, long time. Till they couldn't run anymore. Reduced the number of people. 15 people, this is the base, over 30 people. Last survivors. We asked Lu Changwei about them. Ming shook his head, they were all gone to cover for them. Should we do now? Someone looked at Luming, watching this group of old, weak, women and children. Feeling completely lost. Gang is dead. Changwei is dead. Changle is dead. Oh, he has become their support. He himself doesn't know what to do. First find a place to rest. Continued walking in the woods. Fell, no food, no water. Suddenly someone pointed at the distance. It was light, a bonfire. Quietly approached. Sitting by the bonfire were a few people. Wearing military uniforms. Our soldiers, saved. Ming was about to go out. We held him back, wait. Get their armbands. Oh, that's not regular army. Just then. Soldier stood up and urinated towards the woods. Through the firelight. Ming saw his face clearly. The cleaners, they changed clothes and are waiting here. Waiting for survivors to fall into their trap. Let's retreat, it's late. Someone over there. Fled again. He suddenly fell down. Sprained his ankle, can't run anymore. Go, Luming, carry him, shut up. Carrying someone, can't run fast. Out to be caught. Just at this critical moment. And suddenly appeared with real military vehicles. Machine guns on the vehicles opened fire. Pursuing cleaners were beaten back. Officer jumped out of the vehicle. You okay? This time it's real. Military gear, all authentic. Demeanor is real. We are survivors, we know. Everyone, get on the vehicle. Into a safe place. Military convoy sped through the night. Military doctor treated Suhi's foot injury. Ming asked where to go. Officer replied. Yes, that's correct. It's where the largest survivor base was established. It's safe. Relatively safe. At least better than other places. The answer left a lot of uncertainty. Asked about the situation nationwide. Officer sighed and said it's not good. They are trying to control the convoy. are 3 military vehicles. Inside of the cars is packed with survivors. Some are crying. Some have blank eyes. Everyone has their own story. Everyone has lost something. He leaned on Luming's shoulder and fell asleep. He was too tired. Luming looked at his sleeping face, feeling a mix of emotions. Apocalypse compressed everything, including feelings. Through the car window, nearing the destination, Luming saw the outline of City A. Many buildings destroyed. Lights could be seen. Many lights. It's the light of hope. Convoy stopped at a checkpoint. Inspection was stricter than before. After passing, they're taken to a huge complex. Used to be the Olympic Village. Oh, it's a survivor base. Base is large. Everywhere are people. Orderly. Are patrol soldiers. Staff distributing supplies. Is a medical station. Schools, civilization still ongoing. First go register. Will assign accommodations. You need anything, find the staff. Thank you, no need to thank. Protecting the people is our duty. Touching his back. Swelled up in Luming's eyes. After experiencing so much ugliness, perseverance feels especially precious. Registration line was long. Luming registered his parents' names. It was Slim. He registered his boyfriend's name. Staff's expression didn't change. Really used to you being together. Luming and Sui's team. Job is to be assigned a family room. 7 building, room 512. Are the keys? Family room, they silently took the keys. Room wasn't big. Very clean. Beds. And table. Outside the window, you could see the central square of the base. Better than I imagined. Silence. Spoke at the same time then stopped. Ming picked up the water bottle, said he'd go fetch water. Ming, thank you. Along the way. Thank you for not abandoning me. Ming came back. Sat beside him. Also want to thank you, what for? Thank you for letting me still feel beauty in this apocalypse. He looked at him. Emotions he couldn't understand. He kissed him. Very lightly, very briefly. Sorry, Luming, he held his hand. No need to apologize. This time, he was the one who initiated this crazy world. All need a support. To confirm they are still alive. Still can feel beauty. Outside the window, night fell. Base's lights turned on. Stars, don't you think? This world still be good. Will, definitely. This time it's real. Long as someone is here, there is hope. Next day, they started a new life. Ace arranged work for everyone. Minghui drove to the transport team. He continued with medical work. Passed day by day. Ace became more complete. Had power generators, water systems, arms, and schools. Children resumed classes. Though it's still dangerous outside. Inside the walls, life gradually normalized. One day, good news came over the radio. Scientists developed an antibody. Undergoing clinical trials. The entire base was boiling with excitement. People hugged each other and cried. Antibodies meant the beginning of a counterattack. Meant there was a real chance to survive. Night. Ace held a small celebration. Fire and music. Dancing, people temporarily forgot their pain. Laughed freely. Will we dance? Me? Can't, me neither. Swayed awkwardly. Stepping on each other's feet. By the bonfire at the end of the world. Being able to dance with the one you love is the greatest happiness. Ming, I love you. Ming was stunned for a moment. It was his first time saying those 3 words. Love you too. Did the cheers of the crowd. Kissed. Mouths full of the taste of disinfectant. That was the taste of being alive. Taste of hope. 6 months later, the antibody was successfully developed. Mass vaccinations began. Number of infected dropped sharply. Army started reclaiming lost ground. City after city was cleared and rebuilt. News came from the radio every day. The world was slowly recovering. There were still many difficulties. At least there was a glimmer of dawn. A year later, Lu Ming, Su, held a wedding in the base's small chapel. No fancy wedding dress. No luxurious banquet. Only simple vows and sincere blessings. Whether in good times or bad, in health or in sickness, will always love you. Protect you until death do us part. Saying the vows. Recalled every moment of their journey together. Eating on the subway. Eyeing on each other while on the run. Falling in love at the base, the apocalypse didn't tear them apart. Instead, it made them cherish each other even more. May kissed the bride. Amid everyone's applause, Ming kissed his wife. Time, there was no smell of disinfectant. Only the scent of happiness. After the wedding, they returned to their cabin. App was pinned to the wall. With places they wanted to visit. Once the world fully recovers. Let's travel, okay? Where is fine. To see the sea, then let's go see the sea. Sun was setting outside the window. This wasn't the sunset of an ending. It was the sunset before a new dawn. Ming held Sui's hand and looked out the window. The streets of the base, people came and went. Some were chatting. Some were taking walks. Some were walking their dogs. If the apocalypse had never happened. They all knew it had. Those who passed away. Those terrifying memories. Those moments of despair. Truly existed. Precisely because they experienced darkness. They cherished the light even more, because they came close to death. Love life even more. What are you thinking about? Thinking that being alive is wonderful. Yes. Being alive is wonderful. Night falls. Lights of the base come on. This new world will carry hope, carry love and continue to live. Chill forever.